Hello students, my name is Manoj Verma and I am from Mumbai in India, and I have more than 30 years of teaching experience in chemistry, and on this channel I teach the AS and the A level chemistry. For today's video I have taken something different. I have taken your practical exam paper, that is your paper number 3, which is not very common to discuss the practicals, because to actually understand the practicals you have to go to the chemistry lab and actually perform the chemistry practicals, and where you will be explained how to perform the experiment, which is not possible online. But there are certain aspects of the paper which I can discuss, and these are the instructions which the teachers give to the students before they start their practicals. But often it is possible that you may not have attended your practicals regularly, or you might have missed, or you might not have understood the presentation part, the mark scheme part, how the marks are given in the board examinations. So you are likely to ignore certain topics, certain points while presenting your data, and you, without realizing, you end up losing your marks. So in this video, I'll actually show you how the marking is done, how the marks are awarded, what are the mistakes, and what points the examiners look for, so that you know how you have to actually write down the data, the practical data and the readings which you get, how you have to present, so that you are writing according to the mark scheme which is decided by the board. So without wasting further time, I think you should remain throughout the video to understand each and every point. These are very crucial, which most of the students don't know. So to score well, please remain throughout the video and try to understand all the points that I'm going to explain to you in this video. So let's now straight away go to a paper which I have selected for the discussion purpose. So now I'm going to open that particular paper which I'm going to discuss. So let's see this. So this is the paper that you see, and this is a paper of May-June 2018, paper number 33, code 9701. It is your practical exam paper. So this is the kind of question paper that you are going to get in your exam. And obviously, as you might be aware, that it carries 40 marks. 40 marks is not a small amount. And uh, how you have to present the data and how you have to perform, what are the points that I'm going to tell you. So see, this is the first question, which is generally a titration. See this is a titration question. I'm not going to discuss what that titration is, because basically I'm going to discuss how you have to present your data and how the marks are awarded. So actually, when you look at this question paper, you'll be, might not be aware that what is the meaning of all this. See, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and then 7. So basically, what you write over here carries 7 marks, right? It carries 7 marks. So it's quite a lot of marks that are at stake over here. And how those marks are awarded, that's what I'm going to discuss. How those So we are talking about a titration. So you have definitely performed a titration in your school, and just to show you how you have to perform the titration, you are aware that actually this is what you see, how a student is performing. So right, so you know that this thing over here, this is called as the burette, right? This is the flask, sorry, this is the funnel, and then a certain solution is being added to it. This is the burette, the stand, right? And you have to fill up the burette up to the 0 mark, and then you have to open the tap from here and add the liquid which is provided to you. And then you have see, if you see in the next picture, see, this is the pipette which the student is using, and this is the conical flask. This is a solution which has to be taken into this conical flask using the pipette. This is the pipette, this is used to fill up the pipette, right? There you see a measuring cylinder. Now a certain amount of the solution from this beaker has been transferred into the conical flask with the help of this pipette. Yeah, and this is used for filling the pipette, right? And then obviously in the conical flask you have to add a certain indicator, and that what indicator you have to add will be already given to you in the instructions in the question paper, right? And then obviously you have to perform a titration, find the end point where the color undergoes a change, right? So this is how you perform. And but basically I'm going to tell you that how you have to present the data, right? How you have to present the data. So see, this part carries 7 marks, right? So 7 marks is quite a lot of marks. And how you have to present the data, how the 7 marks are given, right? So this is actually the mark scheme which is provided by the board, and see how the marks are given. That's what I'm going to explain you. See, the first mark is given over here. The first mark is given over here for making a table. See, making a table which is at least 2 by 2, right? And initial and final readings and the title are recorded, and for the rough titration. So see, I'm just showing you the table that you have to make. So as you can see, a kind of table that is made, and you see that it is definitely more than 2 by 2. So minimum 2 by 2 should be there. This is actually 3 by 3. So you have to make a table like this. So let's understand how you have to make the table. So see, you have, this is known as a rough titration. The first titration that you perform is called the rough titration. So you have to make these 3 rows: the final burette reading, the initial burette reading, and the title. But you must write down the unit. See, the unit, if you forget to write this unit, you are going to lose marks. Centimeter cube, centimeter cube, centimeter cube. So this is where you can lose marks. Write the unit over here, right? And then the initial burette. Now let me explain to you about the initial and where you can lose marks. So see, basically you generally start with a 0 reading on the burette, right? You generally start, and often you might write the initial burette reading as 0, right? And but this is not correct. This is not correct. You cannot write 0, right? You have to write until 2 decimal places. So you have to write as 0.00, and this is where most students will not be remembering this unless they are told specifically in the class. So you have to write it like this, until 2 decimal places. But you can start the initial burette from anywhere according to your convenience. So here it has been started 2.40, 4.00, that is according to your convenience, right? But you have to write for two decimal places, right? This is important. Even if you write 0.0, then this is also not permissible. You must write 0.00. The first reading is rough, where you are not very accurate, and then you have to subtract the initial from the final, and you get the title. This is your title, right? Then obviously you have to perform other titrations. Like in this table, 3 different titrations have been performed, and they have got these values. So again, the reading should be written up to 2 decimal places. So here 38.65. So basically it means that if you look at the reading, right? If you look at the reading, then it is between 38.6 and 38.7. But you have to write, the accuracy. Talking about the accuracy should be 0.05. So either you will write 38.65 or 38.60 or 38.70. Like this is the way you have to write. See this. So you have to write like this, right? This is the unit, and then there are certain points that you have to write. See here, I'm just showing you that you have to, how you have to write it, right? So this point is clear to you. I'll just show you certain more points that you have to see. All burette readings are given to an accuracy of 0.05, right? So if you write 37.6, that won't give you the marks. You have to write till 2 decimal places up to 0.05. That means either 37.60 or 37.65 or 37.70, but two decimal places up to 0.05 accuracy. And then see, these are the tighter values that they have got. Now obviously all these points matter, and the two readings which you get, at least two of them should differ only by zero point 0.1 centimeter cube apart. Those are known as the constant readings or the concordant readings. So see here, if you look at the first reading and the third reading, the difference is just 0.1. So that's correct, but this is more than 0.1, right? So it should not happen that your readings are widely apart. At least two readings should be with not more than 0.1 centimeter cube apart. Otherwise, you have not done your presentation of the, or you have not done your the titration properly, right? Now, when you take the mean, then you have to take, you don't have to include the rough titer for taking the mean, because the rough titer is actually quite off the mark. So we don't consider this for taking the mean or the average. So which two readings you will take? You will take this 34.65 and 34.75. You will not even take this, because you have to only include the readings which are 0.1 centimeter cube apart. Sometimes you can take up to 0.2 centimeter cube apart also, in the case you are not getting this reading. So 0.2 is also permissible, but not 0.3 or 0.4. So then the average titer, right? So you will take 1 and 3, add them, divide by 2, and then this is the average titer that you will write. So these are the small, small but important precautions that you have to take, right? And then only you will get the marks. And now the last point. The last point is that actually, if you look here at this part, then this part actually carries 3 marks. See this part. Let me show you this. 3 marks. How those 3 marks are going to be awarded? Let us see this. Right? So see this. Look at this. 5, 6, and 7. Right? This. Let us see what is this 5, 6, and 7. That is here. See. 5, 6, and 7. So you get 3 marks over here. So how do you get those 3 marks? Let me explain you that. So that depends on your accuracy. See? That depends on your accuracy. So now, depends on how much you are deviating from the actual value, right? How much you are deviating. So let's suppose that now you got, after averaging, you got the reading of 34.7, right? 34.7. And let us suppose that the actual reading which will be submitted by the supervisor who is conducting the practical along with you, right? So, and they found that the reading is actually 34.80. That is according to the teacher, right? 34.80 is the reading that the teacher has got while doing it. So now they will see that whether this reading of yours, how much does it differ from the actual. So if the difference is equal to or less than 0.2, so see 0.2. So 0.2 means 34 point. No, if you see 0.2, so that it could be 35 plus minus, right? So, or it could be 34.6. So this is a difference of 0.2. 0.2 this way, 0.2 this way. So if your reading is between this, which in fact it is, right? So you will get all the 3 marks, all your 3 marks. But if it differs by more than 0.2 but less than 0.3, that means your difference is to the range of 0.3. That means, like, you are getting like 34.80. If I add 0.3 here, right, that means 35.10, right? So if suppose a student is getting this reading in his actual exam, 35.10, right? So it is a difference of 0.3 from the actual reading, which is given by the supervisor to the examination board. So you will get only 2 marks, because you will not get all the 3 marks. You will get only 2 marks. And if it differs by more than zero point 0.3 up to 0.5, right, that means 34.8.5, right, that means 335.3. so if you get a reading like 35.3 instead of getting this, and zero point 0.5 on this side, that is 34.2. So if you're getting like this, any reading in between this, right, then you will get only 1 mark out of the 3. And if it is varying by more than 0.5, like for example, if this is the reading which the student should get, but the student is getting, let's say 35, he's reporting 35, he doesn't know that, it is sorry, 35.8, let us say 35.8. So it is differing by 1.00, it's differing by 1.00, which is way ahead of zero point 0.5. So you don't get any marks over here. You get 0 out of 3. So it's so easy to lose marks if your readings are too incorrect, even though you think that you have performed your practice very well and you got all the color changes, all the indicator was right, and you were very confident that you have done it correctly. But who knows, you have done it correctly, like you might have made some mistakes, right? So this 35.8, and you come out and say yes, you have done your practical very well, but you're not even aware that your reading is off the mark by more than 0.5, and out of those 3 marks you won't get any marks, right? And plus, if you have not made the table properly, as I already told you. So if you are actually not taking all that into consideration, right, and then you are likely to lose a lot of marks. So I hope you have understood today's lecture, today's video, and please write see the practical once again if you are not confident, right? And then we will discuss other questions also in some other videos. So please be on the channel and subscribe to the channel to get the new videos which I upload. Thanks a lot for watching.